there were a couple of items that were broken, so those can also be decluttered. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for another tiny tidy. It's a beautiful day today. It was a little bit hot yesterday, not terribly hot for some of you, it was like 80s, but today it may get up to 70, so that's my kind of weather. So I'm going to take advantage of it and see if I can get a little bit more decluttering done out here in my garage. So if you've got anything that you want to tidy up, clean, declutter, or organize around your house, grab your stuff and come on, and we'll do this together. Today I'm going to be focusing on this area right here, and I'm also going to do a little decluttering in this area, but most of this is Randy's, so I'll be decluttering around his things. If you want more inspiration and motivation, click on the playlist. I'll have a link in the description box below, and I'll also have a link to Sunday Dawn's channel, The Helpful Home. She is the host of Tiny Tidy Tuesdays every week. The recyclables are in the recycle bin. The top of this needs to be cleaned off, but all the other stuff is here on this table. Randy helped me get this table put up here so I could have a little something to work on, but now I've got to figure out what to do with all these things. Now, these things would be Randy's, so I'll have to ask him if they need to be on top of there or if they can go somewhere else. So I'll put them back up there for now, but then we'll see. I wanted to show you. There was a stack of papers here. I'm not sure what those are for, and honestly, I don't know what this is for either. This was underneath that stack of papers. It looks like it could be trash, but it also looks like it's a science thing. I'm going to go with science thing. So I'll put this back up there as well. I have no idea what it is. I'm guessing that it's something for looking at light with, but I have no idea. It's always fun around here. You never know what you'll find. And then also I'm going to have to ask him what he wants me to do with those things. This is just an empty box, so that can go. Oh, or maybe you can do this so things won't just be randomly sitting out. Maybe that'll be okay. And then this box, though, this is my box. I used to sell Tupperware a long time ago, and so I have a lot of these gadgets, and I've given away bunches of them. Now, I put some out in the driveway giveaway one time, and somebody took the whole box. Instead of just taking a few and sharing with other people, they took all of it. So I really don't want to do that again, because I'd like to have, you know, like people be able to have them, and I just want somebody to just take it all and, you know, sell it or whatever, which I don't care if people sell stuff, but I didn't want them to do that with this. So I think I'm going to post some of these on the Buy Nothing site and see if anybody wants any. I looked all down through these Tupperware gadgets, and I found a bunch of stuff that can just go right into the trash. These were some stickers that you could put on things, a door, medicine, freezer, that sort of stuff. But these are so old that the backings aren't staying on them. They wouldn't work anyway. You see, they just come apart. There was a hello sticker in there. A bunch of these Tupperware stickers. All of these things were from the Tupperware gadgets bags that we could get to hand out at parties. But none of this is worth keeping in that box. So I just pulled out the ones that I could see. All that's going to go into the trash. And then there were a couple of items that were broken, so those can also be decluttered. I did find a few things that I wanted to pull out of there to use for myself. I don't know if I'll use all of this, but I'm going to put this aside for myself, see if I'm going to use it. If not, I can always declutter it later. But all of this stuff, I'm going to have to find a way to post it on the Buy Nothing site. Maybe I can put together little bags of stuff. Maybe I can just, you know, grab out like items and post it that way. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I know it's time for me to find a way to let go of the rest of these Tupperware gadgets. I had a lot. I think I had 2 or 3 boxes. So Yeah, it's reduced quite a bit from what it was originally, but it's just been sitting up here, and I don't think I pulled it out at all last summer. I think I forgot about it. So, yeah, it's time for it to go. I took the DVDs out of this shoebox and put them into this box so that I could have a lid on it, but I also labeled it on all four sides so Randy can see that and remember to do that. He did remember they were there. He just hasn't gotten around to doing it yet, so that's fine. And then this box, I was going to put his papers and that little doodaddy thing in it, but it's kind of big. So I decided not to do that because he said this is for looking at the diffraction patterns when he's looking at the laser light. Okay, so he said he needs to have that handy when he comes out so he can grab it in the dark. And then the papers that were laying on top of it, he's using the back side of stuff as scrap paper to write notes on. So that stuff needs to stay together, and it doesn't really take up a lot of space. And since he grabs it, he doesn't really need to have it in any kind of container. So that's fine. It's much less cluttery, really, just the way it is. Now, if he needs to move it, he can do that. I left all of this space clear because this is where he puts recycle things, like when in the nighttime or something, he'll stick them out here and then take them on out when we go outside during the day. So that has purpose to have empty space right there. And then the big box that had the Tupperware gadgets in it, I took that in the house so I can go ahead and start posting those on Buy Nothing, and maybe I won't have to bring that box back out here. Oh, and I almost forgot about that can of bug spray and that little can of oil that was sitting up here. When Randy came through, I asked him about this stuff, but I also asked him about those, and he put them away. I said, well, where do they go? And so he showed me. They go in this cabinet right here. I said, well, why didn't you put them away? And he said, because this box was turned around, and this box was in front of this cabinet, and it made it harder to put away. And I think I actually had some stuff sitting on top of that box as well. So it was understandable that he didn't move that box out of the way to put those things away. It was just too hard. I mean, it would have taken a lot of extra time, and it was just easier to put it up here on this surface. So you know what? That's exactly the same thing I would have done. If I make it hard for myself to put something away, I'm not going to put it away. So as I continue on, I've got to remember to make sure that I'm not making it hard on him or on myself to put things away, or else I'm causing us to create clutter. More clutter. We have clutter, but we don't need more clutter. Okay, so I got done with the other section, and I just started looking through here, and I noticed the jar that was in this box is gone. Now, I don't know if Randy took that to use it for something, or if when he came through here, he got scared I might toss it. I would have known not to toss it because it's probably some science thing that he's got going on, but I think that's funny. Protecting his jar, but that's okay. I'm not going to bother this stuff right here. What I'm going to focus on is this bin right here. It's full and heavy, so I'm going to have to use both hands to grab it down, and I'm going to see what's in these bags, if anything. That's probably something of his, and then I think there's some stuff in here that I can go through, and this is looks like it's 2 trash cans with some bags in them. So maybe we can handle all that stuff. Just so you know, I have not been doing this straight through, so it's starting to get a little bit late. It's almost 8 o'clock, so it's going to get dark pretty soon. Well, not right away, but it's going to start getting darker and cooler, and so I'm going to need to hurry up and get this part done. But I've had to take breaks, partly because of my back and partly for other reasons. But this tiny tidy has not been a straight through. So let me just say, if you are doing your tiny tidies and you need to take breaks, please take breaks. You don't have to do them all in one go. Well, this bin had this ivory liquid bottle in it, but I don't think that's ivory liquid. have to ask Randy what this is. It's probably some kind of soap stuff, but I don't think it's ivory. But the other things in here, the reason it's so heavy is there are shells in here, seashells. And so I'm thinking about maybe putting those out in the yard in my fairy garden areas and using them decoratively because I don't want them in the house. That's just, I know some people use shells to decorate in their home, but that's just not me. So I don't want to do that. But I could use them out in the fairy garden, maybe like little stones or pebbles or something like that, you know, instead of stones or pebbles is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, yeah. So maybe I can put these to use, but for now, they're still going to be right there in that bin. So I'm not getting very far. Let me pull this one out and see. Well, if it's heavy. Let's see. Oh, it's got lots of tools in it. I don't know. This may have to be a tiny tidy of its own because it's a lot of stuff in there. I don't think I have time to go through all of that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to close the lid on that. And this is empty. It's a trash bag. If it doesn't have holes in it, I'll put it over there in my trash container at the bottom and we can put it to use. And let's see. This looks like it's a ball of yarn. Okay. I don't know why. I probably put it out here with some decluttering stuff and it fell out of the bin or something. So it's probably something I've decluttered and it's just gotten lost in the shuffle. And then it looks like back here, let me see. We have a couple of old receipts. Those can get tossed. And I think I'm going to ask Randy just to make sure he's not using this for, you know, like a science thing. Because seriously, anything could be being used for a science thing. If he's not using this and doesn't need it, then maybe we can declutter it. But if he does need it, maybe I can find another place to put it instead of like right there, lost in the midst of all the rest of this stuff. And if I can, let's see. Okay. I think there might be, yeah, there's something in it. I don't know if I can get it out. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to leave that right there. And so I think that may be all I do. So let me take care of this stuff, and then we'll do this for another tiny tidy. And this one, there's a lot of bags in here. They're all folded up, nice and neat. So I think for my driveway giveaways, I think I'm going to toss the ones that are just kind of like thrown into my box. And maybe I'll use these because these are folded up and compact. That makes sense to my brain. I don't know about you, but that works for me. So I'll leave that there, and I'll leave that there, and I'm going to take care of the rest of this. I'm going to leave that bin with the shells in it right there. And I'm going to post this ball of yarn stuff on the Buy Nothing site. And Randy said that we can go ahead and recycle that. These can get shredded or whatever. And I asked Randy if he hid that jar from me because he was afraid I would think it was trash and toss it. Nope. He saw it when he was out here helping me with stuff. And he knows he has a bin with jars in it. He's got those for some science event that he's going to do. And he put it away because he knew it didn't belong over here with his box full of cleaning stuff. I have this thing pulled over here, easy to get to next time I come out here to do a little decluttering. As you can see, I've got a little bit done over in this area, and this is looking a whole lot better. So that is my tiny tidy for this week. Let me know down in the comments if you did a tiny tidy along with me. Till next time, happy decluttering. Bye. I'm messing up the order of his clutter, I confess. But no matter how much tidying, it will still look like a mess. But that's the way declutters go when the clutter isn't mine. It's still a mess, but looking better and better is just fine. I'm careful still of boundaries. I think of him, not me. What will make it easier for him to find the things he needs? None of it is mine to toss, so all of it will stay, but tidier and straightened up in an ordered clutter way. What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.